Hello, I'm Mitra Sorrells in the PhocusWire studio, and I am joined by Piero Sierra from Skyscanner. Welcome.
Nice to be here.
Wonderful to have you. Yeah, so let's jump right in. A lot to talk about. First of all, I would ask, what kind of impact are you seeing that AI is already having on travel search and discovery?
Oh yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. So as far as I can see with AI, the entire travel funnel, from the tippity top of dreaming, thinking about travel, through exploring, to searching, to booking, to getting customer service or maybe help in your trip, all of that is potentially being disrupted by AI. Every single layer, there are multiple companies and multiple great ideas using AI to kind of make those experiences better. So it's really the whole thing. And travel is, in my opinion, especially ripe for disruption with AI.
Yeah, we hear so many examples. You know, when any new tool comes out, it seems like there's always a travel example there. So what advice would you have then for travel sellers as they're trying to make sense of all this and how they can continue to stay visible?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think the most interesting part, especially for a startup, I would say, is to stay focused and actually create a piece of value in that whole ecosystem powered by AI, but that ultimately has some very useful inventory or data or something that the traveler wants. My advice would actually be to go niche, because that old dream of the connected travel, which hasn't quite materialized yet. We're still doing the things that we were doing 4, 5, 6 years ago. That dream is now possible with AI. And we're going to see these agents work together to solve traveler problems in an orchestrated way. So if you have a piece of that puzzle, there's now an opportunity for better discovery and better integration into a whole. And so that's very exciting.
Okay, so kind of figuring out where you can really maximize your strengths
That's
and then
right.
going in deep on that. So then how would you describe Skyscanner's role in this new world of travel search?
Yeah, so obviously our number one priority, of course, our mission is to be the traveler's number one ally, basically. And that doesn't change. So ultimately, Skyscanner has to find you the best deals for flights, hotels, cars, packages, rail, all the things that we do. And finding and sourcing those deals has to remain our core absolute priority, never mind AI. That said, we are sitting on this incredible mountain of data. Skyscanner does 180 billion price points a day that we search across. And it's not just the raw data. So our data is the world's best in flights, and it's pretty good in hotels and cars and the other verticals that we serve as well. But it's not just that data, it's also the machine learning models that sit on top of that data that keep the data fresh, but that also help you predict, is this a good price? Is this price going to go up? Is this a good time to book, etc.? And we have all of that. So we're actually very well positioned for helping power AI experiences.
Okay.
So we're really thinking at Skyscanner, we're thinking, how can we really go beyond what we do today, which is to be known for this one meta search product, to becoming a trusted travel engine for the travel internet, basically. And so that's a big opportunity for us. And I think you can imagine a world where you're going maybe to ChatGPT or Google Gemini and you're starting your trip, and then you say, but don't just like randomly plan a trip for me. Use the Skyscanner agent to find the best flight prices, hopefully, or hotels. But maybe you have young kids and you want to bring in the Disney agent to help you find kind of things to do with your kids. And these agents, it's almost like you've hired a team of travel agents to work together with you. They'll ask you questions if they have to, but they can sort out a trip for you and kind of help you plan. That's the future we see.
Wow. Yeah, it almost sounds like
crazy.
too good to be true.
I know,
yeah.
It really is.
So, and I'm curious,
crazy.
when you say that's the future we see, can you give us any sense of what you think that time frame is?
Well, I think the large language models are here now. And so everybody's figuring out, first of all, how to be more productive with them internally, but also how to create features for travelers based on large language models. So across the entire travel sector, you're going to see LLMs basically come in and light up a bunch of scenarios. That's the scenario we're in now. I think all of next year, people are going to be building agents, basically, this year and next year. And we'll start to figure out how to connect those agents. They're going to have to talk to each other, there's some protocols that have been developed that are useful for that.
Yep.
But they're also going to need to share personal context. You're going to want one agent to know about you and to be able to share that securely with another agent so they can both work on your behalf. That's going to take a little while to sort out. So I would say by the end of next year, we'll start to see the first agents really playing together. We'll see the agents before then, but playing together end of next year.
That feels pretty fast, actually, in the
it's all
scope of
happening
things.
very, very fast.
So, as we're wrapping up, I would ask you, you're Chief Product Officer.
Yes.
Tell us a bit more about really what is on the roadmap then for Skyscanner.
Yes. So Again, you start with the basics, which is using machine learning and big data to source great deals for travelers. And we've been doing that for 20 years, and that's our number one priority. And we can't lose sight of that, because that's why people trust our brand. And if we get distracted, so number one, my job as Chief Product Officer, make sure that that's still happening.
Okay.
But we are embracing AI from the bottom to the top. So the first thing we're doing is we're obviously becoming way more productive with AI. Everybody's talking about that for us. Our engineers are more productive, but then maybe also our product managers, our designers, our legal team, everybody's using different AI tools and sometimes connected and stringing them together to become more productive. So that's really great. Beyond that, we are releasing a bunch of large language model features for our travelers. We've released a couple already. So there's a feature called Savvy Search that will give you trip ideas and places to go. Another feature called Vibes that will help you sort through all the places that we recommend based on, like, maybe I want a great nightlife. So you just say nightlife and you can find the things that you want. So that's great. And there's a huge amount of features actually that I'm going to ship in the second half of this year. Okay. Most of them as proof of concept, because we don't know how those will resonate with travelers, but we're going to put them out there. We're going to see how people, interact with them and hopefully like them. And the best ones will productionize them and take them to market. Yeah. So that's the second thing. And the third thing we're focused on is really how can we become a better, trusted travel engine for these AI companies. And so we've been talking to, OpenAI, Microsoft, Perplexity, all of the big AI labs, Apple. And we're saying, hey, we have these APIs. We have the core APIs that you need to create good travel experiences, but we have an agentic framework on top of that you can also interact with for a higher level conversation with the traveler. And that's new for us. B2B has always been a very small part of our business. I expect that to grow next year. Okay.
I can sense the enthusiasm as you're talking. It's an exciting time, right?
Yes.
With
well,
all of this.
I'm a tech guy by training, and in my undergrad, 30 years ago, I did a lot of AI work, and then nothing until now. So I'm like a kid in a candy shop.
Yeah, who would have known we'd be here talking about these things? Wonderful. Piero Sierra from Skyscanner. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mitra.
All right, thank you.